Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. My name is Risto Pohaka, and I'm the Chair of Nominations, and I will be the moderator for today's All Candidates meeting. And here's how it's going to work. I will start with the introductions. Then each of the candidates will have about a short minute or so for their opening statements. Then we're going to open the floor to questions from the audience. Please use the microphone that's in the center of the auditorium. Make sure your questions are short and ultimately respectful, because after all, we're all in the same union. After the question period, we're going to have the closing statements to conclude our meeting. So the positions are going to be President Julio Malfatti and Robin Smith, First Vice President Sandy Bell and Wanda Hollingshead, Second Vice President Michael Belanger, Paula Gotti-Rose, Mary Polisel. Treasurer will be Janet Brewer and Vera Morano. The bargaining committee and members at large will be Michael Belanger, Sylvia Bosch-Carras, Paula Gotti-Rose, and Tara McMillan-Pinto. And bargaining and long service employee will be Sandra Bell and Debbie Jameson. And our first speaker will be Robin Smith.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you here. I'm totally blown away. I thought we were going to have this huge turnout, and it's going to be standing room only. So it's nice to speak to a small, intimate crowd. For those of you who know me, or those who have already read my nomination statement, you will understand that the world of labor and of YUSA in particular have always been very important to me. I find my joy in life and enthusiasm for my work in having people come together in solidarity to support causes that have impact on our lives. Being second vice president for YUSA Pui for the last 3 years has given me an opportunity to bring many dreams into my working life. I have worked with wonderful staff and fellow members and have particularly enjoyed my connection with the YUSA stewards. Many people do not have the opportunity to be able to incorporate their core values into their working lives. It is a rare and precious gift to be able to do that. Unfortunately, due to circumstances in my personal life, I felt that I could not commit myself to the work that YUSA Pui full-time officers and executive board members will have to face in 2014. It is a bargaining year, and the negotiations process alone is a daunting task. With 2 new officers in place and a sister battling an aggressive cancer, I feel that it would be an impossible juggling act, and I am not confident that I would have the support of the executive board. So I have decided to withdraw my nomination for YUSA president, which will leave Julio Malfatti in a position of acclamation. So congratulations, Julio, your new president. I know that there will be 2 new officers in place for 2014 and understand that this is not the optimal position for YUSA to be in today. I ask that you continue to support the YUSA elected officers, committee members, and stewards in the future. As we all know, processes can be learned, but respectful interaction is truly the key that will determine the success or failure of most organizations. I ask that everyone be mindful of this throughout the tough year ahead. Thank you all for the tremendous support you have shown me. I will always cherish that. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Julie, like to say a few words?
Yes, please. Robin, on behalf of YUSA, I would like to thank you for your years of service, and your influence will be felt for a long, long time. Again, thank you. I'm still shell-shocked from when you told me yesterday of your decision, but I understand why you're doing it. But again, thank you very, very much.
Our first speaker for First Vice President will be Sandy Bell.
Hello, my name is Sandy Bell, and I would like to welcome you all here today. In addition to my candidate statement, I believe there are three issues going forward next year: bargaining, pension, and pay equity for our Unit 2 people. Pay equity has been my most significant contribution to YUSA to date. The next 2 years will be devoted to identifying all the eligible employees to ensure that they get the money that is owed to them. And this goes back to 1998. In order to make this happen, we need to engage our stewards and our membership to ensure that no one gets left behind. I am already entrenched in this process, and as first VP, I can easily move this process forward seamlessly. However, as first VP, there is a bigger picture. In addition to Job E, the first VP's portfolio consists of attending to mediations and arbitrations and acting as president in the absence of the president. The membership needs to consider who can best represent them in this capacity. I am smart, I am articulate, and I am confident that I can fulfill this role. So I would ask you to please support me for first VP. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sandy. Next up is Wanda Hollingshead.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Wanda Hollingshead, and I'm running for first VP. As I stated in my nomination statement, I've been an employee of York University for 26 years. April of 1987 I started, and I have been very active in the union over the course of my term here. I have been on the grievance committee. I've been a steward. I'm currently the treasurer. I sit on exec. I'm a rater, and I'm also have been on the bargaining committee for 11 years. This has allowed me to sit across the table from the employer in 3 separate negotiation rounds. That's not easy, and this year is a bargaining year, which means that we need people who have knowledge of bargaining and have sat across the table from the employer in the past. I feel I am a strong candidate for the position of first VP, and I look forward to your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Wanda. Next up is the second vice president who wants to be elected. First speaker will be Michael Belanger.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming. I'm running for second VP. I think I've done a lot of things toward the union that helped to get me to this point, including being chair of the Constitution and Policy Committee. One of the most recent things we've done is get the second VP into a full-time position. Within the Constitution and Policy Committee, I have, as chair, a number of years ago, totally revamped the Constitution. It did take a long time in coming. It was many, many years where our Constitution really wasn't up to date. That's one of the things that was a mandate of mine, and I made sure that got done, along with the other people on the committee. Some of you are here today. The other things that I've done, the second VP, one of its portfolios is external relations to the university. I've been on the Confederation of Canadian Unions Executive Board for coming up to my 5th year. Actually longer serving than anyone else on the executive board of the CCU. That certainly deals with external relations to the university, to YUSA. That is our umbrella group, and I have shown representation there for many years. I've been on the executive board with YUSA for a number of years, ever since 2003, I believe. I've been on bargaining since the contract, 2002 contract. I think the longest serving bargaining member next to Giulio Malfatti. A steward, I've been a steward and a lead steward for many years, doing 707s and the rest. I think this is a critical year, 2014, for YUSA. We have a number of things that are happening in 2014 that are very important. Certainly bargaining is very important. Certainly the ongoing pension issues are very important. I am very familiar with the pension. I'm very well versed in what the YUSA pension has done and where it's going to, but there's going to be many changes going toward the future in that. I think that's all I'll say for now, and thank you for coming again. I appreciate you coming, and I hope for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Next is Paula Gowdy-Rose.
Good afternoon. I'm Paula Gowdy-Rose, and just before I get started, I just wanted to say thanks to all the individuals who nominated me for the various positions, as well for the many individuals who have since contacted me by email, phone, stopped me in the hallway. Your support is greatly appreciated, and your vote of confidence means a whole lot more to me than I can express. For the past 16 years, I trust that you've all read the statements that were sent out by mail to the membership, so I won't rehash the information that's already in there for myself that I've written. For the past 16 years, I've been actively involved in shaping and influencing the working conditions of our membership, which is a multifaceted and diverse community. I believe that my contributions, experience, skills speak for themselves and are great examples of demonstrated commitment. I would like to continue this work serving the membership in a more focused way through the YUSA office as the second VP and a member of the bargaining committee. I ask for your continued support during the elections, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Paula. Next up is Mary Polisel.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. I am running for the position of second VP. Anyone that knows me and knows my my work ethics and my proud rally of our union and our members, and basically within the position of second VP, I would, it's not so much what I've done in the past, because basically I've said it all in my statement and it speaks for itself. I continue to rally our current members, past members, to please step forward, because it is a very important year, and we don't want to be caught in a position in the future where we don't have succession. It's great to be a cheerleader on the sidelines, but we now need doers. We need people to step up, get involved, and be proud for that involvement. We have currently 37 stewards. 4 of the stewards are on leave. 1 we've lost to a job closure earlier this year. 2 of the stewards are full-time officers, besides the president. 7 are on your exec. That leaves 23 stewards to represent YUSA, our members, for roughly 1,500 Unit 2 members and 400 Unit 1,500 Unit 1 members and 400 Unit 2 members. So please get involved. If elected, I will continue to rally and support this membership in the best of my ability, and I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Next up is the position of treasurer. Want to be elected. Our first speaker is Janet Brewer.
Hi. I would like to thank YUSA for this opportunity to address the membership, and especially to Don Burns and Risto for arranging this forum today. I'm interested in the position of treasurer, as I have the necessary financial background from my full-time YUSA position, which I've held since 1988. I'm also currently the treasurer of our Labour Central, the CCU, the Confederation of Canadian Unions, and I've held that position for, I'm in my 3rd year. I was just re-elected in September. I've developed some financial processes with the CCU, and I'd like to bring those forward to YUSA as well. The treasurer is an officer of the union, one of 5. It is a significant role, and I have been working 30 years with YUSA in various capacities, which I've outlined in my statement, to hopefully fulfill this role. And truly enjoy serving the membership and wish to do so further. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. Our next speaker will be Vera Morano.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vera Morano, and I have been a proud member of YUSA for about 19 years. Presently, I am working in the Schulich School of Business as the financial coordinator, where I perform many financial duties to support the business school. This is my first nomination to a YUSA committee position, and I am honored to accept this important nomination, and I'm actually very eager to play in this role, financial role for the union's goals and objectives. I believe that my knowledge and experience with budgets, financial reports, and financial statements will permit me to provide valuable service to the membership and the members' contributions. I hope to be given this opportunity to generate financial reports with skill and enthusiasm. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Vera. Next up is Bargaining Committee and members at large. So there are 3 positions to be elected. First speaker is Michael Belanger.
Yes, I'm also running for a bargaining position because second VP isn't normally or necessarily on the bargaining team. But because I have been on the bargaining team since 2002, every year since, and done 4 collective agreements, I think because 2014 is such a critical year for bargaining, there's lots of changes in the union. I think that I needed to put my name forward as well for bargaining. I've shown myself to be very active on the bargaining team over those years. Ever since the first year when it was just Joni, Julio, Pat Finch, and myself and the 2002 bargaining team, because some people weren't able to follow it all the way through. Ever since that year when we put a lot of work in and I think did very well, I've continued to make sure that and redefine and do my skills as a strong negotiator, stand by the things that we've seen in the questionnaire, make sure that many of those things, as many as we can, that the members think are the most important things, actually come to fruition. In 2008, there was an economic collapse that we're still trying to get through. I understand that I believe that bargaining into 2014 will still reflect these economic times. It will again be a difficult year for bargaining, and I think the bargaining team will need as much experience and as much member support as they can get. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Next is Sylvia Bosch-Carras.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sylvia Bosch-Carras. I've been with YUSA for about over 30 years now, and I think it's an important year for bargaining. The reason why I decided to run, because as Michael said, I think we need to have a strong bargaining team this year. As mentioned in my statement, I do have quite a bit of experience with YUSA. I've sat on communications, the executive, grievance. I've been a rater for over 9 years. I've been a steward for over 10 years. I'm steward coordinator for most of that time. I have done 707s with members. I've shadowed grievances. I've shadowed arbitrations with both Joni and Julio. I have quite a bit of experience, and I think it's going to be a challenging year for the union with everything that's been going on in the last few years. And I think it's important to have a good, strong team that has a lot of knowledge of YUSA. And I would ask for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. Next up is Paula Godby-Rose.
Hi again. I'm asking for your support in being a member of the bargaining committee. I've not officially been on the bargaining committee before, but I have sat in and participated in bargaining proceedings on issues related to occupational health and safety. And you may not know this, but our union has, our collective agreement is one of the most, is one of the better collective agreements here in Ontario. And the health and safety language in the collective agreement is one that is, better for the unions in Ontario, better than what is available, what other unions have been able to achieve. So we have, we've been able to put together or bargain for an excellent collective agreement. I wasn't part of the official bargaining committee, but I was part of the proceedings. So I'm asking for your support in that regard. As everybody else has mentioned, you know, it's going to be a tough year for bargaining. And so you've seen all the news reports that are out there, and we're aware of some of the strategies and some of the issues that will come under fire during that process. And so you're going to need to have a strong bargaining committee, and I'm hoping to be part of that. So I ask for your continued support. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Paula. Next up is Tara McMillan-Pinto.
So first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out and taking the time to listen to what all of us have to say. I'm running for the bargaining committee because I'm confident that I will bring a fresh perspective and an uncompromising dedication to each and every member of YUSA. I bring to the table an incisive acumen that will ensure our rights and our benefits are preserved and enhanced. I have been a YUSA member for 14 years, and I've watched our union representatives work very hard to ensure that we can all share the unparalleled assets that are, the unparalleled assets that come from being a component of this union. My goal is to continue to fight the good fight so that we may all reap the rewards that we work so hard for. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara. Next is the Bargaining Committee for Long Service Employees want to be elected. Our first speaker will be Sandra Bell.
Good afternoon. I've been a member of the bargaining committee for the last 2 years. My motivation for that was to be involved with the bargaining of the pay equity agreement and subsequent collective agreement for Unit 2, which we were successful. As I stated in my candidate statement, I am committed to the membership. I am committed to us holding on to our negotiated benefits, and I'm willing to fight the good fight to make sure that this continues. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. Next is Debbie Jameson.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Debbie Jameson. I have been a proud member of YUSA for more than 39 years now, and I have also served as a non-academic staff member on our York Board of Governors for 10 years now. I've sat in many ratification meetings over these years to know how valuable the bargaining committee is to its members. This year is going to be a crucial year for the bargaining process, which is why I've decided that I want to have an active role in negotiating the best possible contract for every YUSA member. Although this is my first attempt to run for this very important position, I feel that with my years of experience here at York and with my service on the Board of Governors, that I am capable of representing every YUSA member at the bargaining table. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. That concludes that first segment of opening statements. Now we're going to open the floor to any questions from the audience. Please come up to the microphone, state very clearly your name and your question. Hopefully it's brief. Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first? No questions? We have our first question.
Name's Kevin Gambin. Light in the mood. Has any of you done crack cocaine? There we go.
Who wants to answer that question?
So the real question is, bad lines. The real question is, would any of you be sending out a referendum if you're elected regarding bi-weekly pay or bi-monthly pay? As I know this is a question that a lot of people have on their mind right now. Well, that's good. Well, good. All right. Perfect.
This certainly relates to a bargaining question, so I'll address it under that. But this question did come up during the 12 to 1 o'clock question, and it's important to people, and I think people who've been integral parts of YUSA on the executive board and what have you understand that it's an important question. For some people, they might not know the history of it, so I did discuss did talk about how this was voted on bi-monthly pay about 10 years ago, and it didn't pass at that time. However, it doesn't mean that it's not an important question. It shouldn't come forefront again. I'd mentioned two things how people can bring it forward. Certainly one of the things is electronic questionnaire will be coming around for bargaining 2014 will be coming around shortly. So in that questionnaire, if it's not directly a point, there's always the other comments questions where you can put in bi-monthly / bi-weekly pay in there. And also in bargaining, we always have open forums before bargaining. And so if you want to get support for that, and if many people are interested, then certainly it should be brought up at the open forum.
Okay. The issue of bi-weekly or bi-monthly pay has been floated ongoing. Can you hear me now? Okay. That issue has been part of bargaining for a number of years now. In fact, if you look at our collective agreement under the letter of intent, it says under letter of intent of pay frequency. What we tried to do was stop the employer from implementing a policy on their own. So any change has to be voted on by the YUSA membership. Kevin, it's a very good question. Like Mike said, the bargaining survey is ready to go, only we didn't want to crowd the number of e-votes that are going to be out there, because I think we're doing it through Monkey Survey. Survey Monkey. I wasn't involved in it. So that's going to be out right after the vote for the elections are over, okay? And there will be a space if whoever wants to bring that forward, they can bring it forward, but it has been a bargaining issue for a number of times, and 3 years ago, the employer basically rejected it, saying that they had no intention of changing the current payment structure, and but we wanted to ensure that within the 3 years that they didn't do it on their own, because if anyone knows, people in labor relations and HR keep changing. It's a revolving door over there. So we just don't want to make sure that just because one group of people says no today, that tomorrow somebody else doesn't come in and go, okay, we're just going to do it, and this is how we're going to do it, and force it upon us. Okay?
Are there any other questions? Now's your chance. Medical card is the question. Does anybody like to answer that question? Michael?
As you know, we did have a vote on the, was it PPP card? Or, yeah, have a medical card. And to tell you the truth, the way we foresaw it was very different than the way the university saw it, if I can make it as simple as that. I think it, again, is something that would come up in bargaining. They decided to have a medical card that would have a bunch of takeaways that really didn't work for our membership, obviously, because I think it was a resounding no, their proposal. But certainly, coming up in bargaining, it doesn't mean that we can't actually try to get everything included on a medical card, because for some people, it is a big outlay of cash all at once before they can get the money back from Sun Life, and Sun Life likes to drag its feet whenever it so chooses, right? So I think, again, bring it up as part of the bargaining questionnaires and bring it up at the open forum as well, sure. I think it's an important thing that we could bargain for potentially.
Thank you, Michael. Julio?
When we bargained in 2011 for the convenience card, we thought the employer, when they said yes, it had the benefits under our collective agreement. Basically, what they were offering us was the benefits under the CPM, but ours are better. So that's a very good question, and that is something I'm sure the bargaining committee will look very seriously at. And this time we will structure it so that everybody's on the same page, that if there is a card, it will be for our benefits, not another group's benefits.
Are there any other questions? Last call for questions. Okay, that concludes our question period. We're going to have the concluding statements, starting with First Vice President candidate Sandy Bell.
As part of my closing remarks, I haven't got much more to add. I think I've said pretty much everything in my opening remarks and my candidate statement. However, I would like to take this opportunity to express gratitude to Louisa Robinson for nominating me, and to everybody else who has expressed their confidence in my abilities and encouraged me to run. To all of those people, a heartfelt thank you. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you, Sandy. Next up is Wanda Hollingshead.
The one thing I haven't done so far is actually thank the person who nominated me for First VP, and that was Lynn Moynihan. So thank you, Lynn, for doing that for me. I'd also like to say that the First VP job is going to be difficult and challenging at best. And it is definitely going to be a hard year with bargaining. And I'm up for the challenge. I think I've done my legwork and been on several committees over the years to prepare for this position. So I look for your support in First VP. Thank you.
Thank you, Wanda. For Second Vice President, our first speaker will be Michael Belanger.
Again, thanks everyone for coming. We all appreciate it. First off, I'd like to thank Jane Grant for nominating me. She's down in Florida right now on vacation, which is, I know, isn't that terrible? Yeah. Anyway, and she's there for almost the better part of a month. I don't know. Anyway, but I do thank Jane for nominating me. For second VP, there is a lot of changes in the union office this year, in 2014 for sure. I think we do need people who know about what's going on in the union. I think we need people who have shown that they have stepped up to the plate in the past and that they can and will in the future. I hope you think that I have and I can. Negotiations are going to be a big deal in 2014. Pensions are going to be very important going forward. I'm strong in both those areas. I think I have shown my commitment to the union. I've shown that I can do the tasks that I've been given, but I do know that it's going to be a lot of work, and I hope that you think I can do the work. I appreciate if you can support me, and thanks again for coming.
Thank you, Michael. Next up is Paula Gowdy-Rose. Welcome.
Hi again. Well, I think you've heard more than enough at this point. It is now your job to choose the individuals who will take us into 2014. You need to look at the qualifications, what people are offering, what we can provide for the membership, for the best interest of the membership. Individuals who know our collective agreement, who have a pulse, they have their fingers on the pulse of the membership, the needs of the membership. And I certainly hope that I will be one of those. So I'm asking for your continued support. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. Next up is Mary Polisel.
Thank you. In my closing statement for the previous hour, I basically am advocating for involvement of our membership. That since the 70s, I've been here that long. As a steward then, in the 70s and 80s, it was really outstanding. It was a pleasure being a founder of this union and bringing this union, forward with support. Anyone that knows who I am, what I'm made up of, is always advocating for members to please get involved. And in closing, I just want to say that, as we all know, YUSA was founded on December 10th, 1975. A year later, we got our first collective agreement. The business is still the same. We still have attendance issues that we deal with. We still have job accommodations. We still have job closures. It's just more members that we need to represent, and we need our membership to get involved. So again, I appreciate your support in me in myself. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Next up for position of treasurer is Janet Brewer.
I just want to thank Diana Sargla for nominating me. And I'd also like to thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for all the members that participated in these meetings. I am so proud to be a YUSA member and to be part of a community that has a long history of serving the membership. I hope that everyone exercises their right to vote, and if I'm elected, I will work hard on behalf of the membership to make positive changes and to contribute to our proud democratic union. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. Next is Vera Morano.
Hello again. In my closing statement, I would like to first thank Sharon Chisholm for nominating me for the position of treasurer and for her confidence in my ability to do this work for the union. In addition to my many years of financial experience, I believe that being the new kid on the block is and can be an asset to the association. In appreciation and in exchange for your confidence, support, and your vote, I promise to provide a valuable service in organizing and producing budget reports, and financial statements to reflect the members' contributions. Thank you again.
Thank you, Vera. Next up is the bargaining committee and members at large, 3 to be elected. First speaker will be Michael Belanger.
Yes, bargaining team. The first time I was remiss in not thanking Don Burns for nominating me. I come up here only with partial notes and scratch, and most of the time I hit my points, but often I don't. Thank you, Don. I think, as I've stated, I think in 2014 is going to be an important bargaining year. It's a lot of changes for YUSA. I don't know who's going to be on the bargaining team, but whoever is on the bargaining team, I hope that the membership supports them fully, because we really need a strong bargaining team and we need a strong membership behind the bargaining team. It's really important that all the members show that in any way they can. It's probably going to be a difficult bargaining year. I suspect it will. And bargaining is on people's minds. At both the 12 o'clock and the 1 o'clock meeting, bi-monthly pay was brought up, a bargaining issue. The benefits card was brought up at this. Bargaining is always on our minds because we know York University can be a better place. And one way that we can make that difference is in bargaining. And so not only do you really need to think about what you're going to put on your questionnaire, but come out to the open forum meetings for bargaining. Really think about it, because it does make a difference in all YUSA members' lives. And finally, please get out and vote. I know a lot of you do vote, especially the people who come to these meetings. Get your coworkers to vote. If you want to vote for me, I thank you in advance. But just please vote for at the upcoming elections. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. Next is Sylvia Bosch-Carras.
I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out this afternoon, and I wanted to thank Mary for nominating me for bargaining. As mentioned earlier, I think it's going to be a challenging year with the university, and the reason why I did run for bargaining was because I feel that we have to have a very strong bargaining team this year. We know that the university is going to be tough. It's been out there in the last few years, what's been going on with other unions, and we know they're going to, try to erode the contract that we have. It's important that we have a really strong committee, and I think with my years of experience, over 30 years here with YUSA and all the committees and things like that I've been on, I hope to represent our team in 2014, and thanks for your support.
Thank you, Sylvia. Next is Paula Gowdy-Rose. One more time.
I get to do the walk several times. Thanks once again. Remember, when you're thinking ahead to the members on this committee, you're looking at individuals who know the collective agreement, have a pulse on the membership, are, well, yeah, finger on the pulse, right? Know what our needs are, and who are willing and able to serve the membership for your best interest. And I certainly hope that I will be one of them. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Paula. Our next speaker will be Tara McMillan-Pinto.
Thank you once again. So I would just like to give a heartfelt thank you to Tanya Thompson for nominating me for the bargaining committee. And I would just like to say that I believe that my character and my skills will be an invaluable asset to the bargaining committee this year. That little yellow book is the glue that holds all of us together as members. And anyone who knows me knows that I'm a fighter. I fight hard for what I believe in, and I believe very strongly in all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara. Next up is the Bargaining Committee for Long Service Employees want to be elected. Our first speaker will be Sandra Bell.
Again, I would just like to say that for the last 2 years, I've been on bargaining. I have been positioning myself to actually get to the bargaining table, and this would be the year to do it. I'm committed to the membership, as I've stated in my candidate statement, and I'm committed to get to the bargaining table either through First VP or the bargaining committee. Thank you again for your support.
Thank you, Sandra. Next up is Debbie Jameson.
Last but not least, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today, and I would also like to send a special thank you to Madeline Salzarulo for nominating me for this very important position. As you've heard from all the candidates running for the various positions here today, bargaining is, if not, it's the most important committee, one of the most important committees that I feel is as part of YUSA. I would very much appreciate your support. I would be honored to serve as a member of the bargaining committee going into 2014. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Debbie. That concludes our all candidates meeting for this campus. If you'd like to join us tomorrow at Glendon, feel free to do so. It'll be the same time, 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And finally, voting starts on Friday until Wednesday. E-voting starts on Friday. E-voting at 8 o'clock in the morning, so you can vote before you get your coffee. Thank you for coming.
Just a quick reminder to everyone, if you have not e-voted on the pension changes, please do that. We did extend the vote until Friday. Some of our members had some issues with e-voting, so if you haven't already done that, please do so. If you have any problems, please give me a shout. Thank you.